Hey guys, how's it going? So today I really want to talk about intermittent fasting. So basically, what intermittent fasting is essentially what you do is you finish off your last meal, whatever that might be, whatever time, 7, 8, and then you basically don't eat for 15, 16, sometimes even more hours, and you do that basically every day. You got to be consistent, and you lose the weight. So I've been doing this now for about 2-3 weeks. Um, I'm at the point where my body's gotten used to it, and I don't really get hungry anymore when I fast. I think for me it really has been working. I mean, I've lost about 10 pounds so far, and I really do think that if you want to lose weight and lose body fat, that it's definitely a great tool for you. I really do think that. So, I'm definitely going to keep doing this. Now, that's just me. But, what about you? What if you want to do intermittent fasting? What are some of the rules? What are some of the way, how do you go about doing intermittent fasting? Well, the first thing is you got to be consistent. So, especially in those first 2-3 weeks, maybe even more, you got to be really, really consistent. Even if it hurts, and trust me, it's gonna hurt. By the end of your fast, especially during the first 2 weeks, you're gonna feel tired. You're gonna want to binge. You're gonna want to eat a whole bunch of shitty junk food. Yeah, that's what you're gonna go through. And for me, that was kind of pretty much the case. Um, I was eating like shit at the beginning. I was even questioning why I was doing this. And then, on that 2 week mark, I finally, my body got used to it. I was a little hungry, a little tired, but not too much, I started fasting, maybe more than 16 hours, 18, 20 hours. I'm not doing it regularly, especially at this stage. I think I just want to stick to about, 16 hours. But yeah, that's what's going to happen. So you got to be prepared for that. Now, what else should you be doing? Well, don't do what I did. So I was eating, junk food. I did have a few days where I would kind of go crazy with the food, but obviously the next day, you get back up and you try to eat a little healthier. But yeah, that's what I've been doing. And that's what you should do. Don't just binge. See, a lot of people, they think that if you do intermittent fasting, then you could just eat whatever the fuck you want. And that's just not true. It's just not true at all. If you do that, it's really just not going to work at all. Maybe OMAD is different. OMAD just means 1 meal a day. But even that, it's just not sustainable. Whereas, a 15, 16 hour fast, that's a lot more sustainable. So make sure you're not, and it'll definitely be hard, especially at the beginning, but make sure you're not binge eating. All right, make sure you're not eating a bunch of shit. You can eat your junk food, and you have a little more freedom to eat what you want in your cheat days, especially. But don't go crazy with the food. Try to eat some veggies and lean proteins, and yeah, you can have your Snickers bar too at the same time. But yeah, that's a big rule. Now, what about during the fast? So during the fast, you want no calories. So zero. So you can really only drink water, tea, but obviously unsweetened with no calories. Maybe a sugar-free energy drink with maybe 25 calories or less. Black coffee, I like to drink black coffee. It helps. Maybe not so much at the beginning, but once you get used to it, it kind of blunts your hunger. It makes you a lot less hungry. So I like to do that. And yeah, and it's just like with any kind of weight loss program, you eat healthy, you exercise. That's a big one too. Make sure you're at the very least, doing some moderate intensity exercise, like taking a walk or something. So yeah, make sure you're doing stuff like that. And yeah, I mean, if you do that consistently, if you maybe clean up your diet a little more gradually, you're gonna lose the weight. You know, um, I tried the cardio route. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm still gonna do cardio, but I wasn't really able to get into a calorie deficit. Now, part of it was because I was eating like garbage all the time. That's true. But even when I was trying to eat healthier, I wasn't really losing much weight. And now, with intermittent fasting, it's been 2-3 weeks. I've lost, about 10 pounds now. And it's great. It's awesome. So that's just what you got to do. Another thing to keep in mind is that intermittent fasting is a lifestyle. So it's not just something you do for a couple weeks or a couple months and then you go back to normal. No, you gotta make a commitment to do intermittent fasting for the rest of your life. And obviously, eat healthy and exercise and all that, but you gotta commit to this. And the exercise and eating healthy for the rest of your life. You can't just a lot of people make the mistake of, going on this really good program, exercising, dieting, and then they lose a lot of weight. But then, as soon as they lose all the weight, they think they can go back to normal. They go back to not exercising, to not fasting, to not eating their, not eating healthy food. They start binge eating a lot because now they feel like, oh, I lost 50 pounds. Now I can do this. No. Not at all. You're just going to fuck yourself up. And you know what? A lot of those people, they gain all the weight back. You lose 40 pounds. Oh, I don't have to do intermittent fasting anymore. I don't have to do this. A couple months later, back to square one. And they're fucking miserable. So make sure with intermittent fasting and with all this other stuff that I'm talking about that you do it for the rest of your life. It'll be hard, especially when you fuck up and you don't finish your fast, or you eat too much junk food and you realize you fucked up. So yeah. So, make sure you do that. And that's all.